Hi everyone, and a very merry welcome back to the Knitting Eillets Podcast. This episode will be a bit of a special one. It will be a very short one knitting wise, but I'll explain later. First of all, thank you very much for liking my last video, my last episode, and subscribing to my channel. If you're new here, special warm welcome. I am always overwhelmed of how many people actually subscribe to my channel. I'm really enjoying doing this. A little bit to me, maybe once in a while. I think it's a while since I introduced myself. My name is Saskia. I'm 35, still not very long, but still 35-year-old knitter, living in Switzerland in the northwestern part, very close to the French border. And yeah, I'm a primary school teacher. I teach 4th to 6th grade. At the moment I'm having a 5th grade class. And yeah, I have loads of hobbies, like beside knitting, like sewing, my horse is a big hobby, my garden is a big hobby. So the weather is getting nicer again. We had a real winter break in the last couple of weeks, and it was so cold and dark and gloomy, like in deepest winter, except for the green leaves everywhere. It was really strange. There were some regions in Switzerland who really had like meters of snow. So I'm really glad that spring is back, and that's why I decided to film in my garden. I hope this works out sound-wise, but as it's not a very long podcast episode today, I'm very confident that this will work out. Or if not, I could kind of make a voiceover or something, but I think it will work out. I try to speak quite loud and clearly. And I hope the birds are not too loud. So I'm sitting on my kind of veranda, porch, terrace part of the garden. It's a very special kind of layout of a garden because it's a very old house and it's right next to a hill. So behind me, the wall is this little stabilization wall, and then it just goes up the hill and in the forest. Maybe I can show you quickly. This is the wall. And then you go up the hill and into the forest. And this is one of the sunniest spots here. So in the morning, as you can see, I have the sun right across of me. So it might get a bit blinding, but I will manage, I guess. The terrace goes all the way to that direction, and it's all beton, concrete, concrete terrace. So it's not the nicest, but it's very lovely to have it. And then in the far back is the actual garden. It's again a wall like this, and then it goes again up, but there the landlords did some terraces so I can garden a bit. But I will give you a full garden tour another time. It's still not that far. Like, you know, there was just frost and snow and everything doesn't look so nice, so I want to wait until my outdoor sofa is out. I will put it out, I think, the next free day we have. What I have here is my little lemon balm. It's one of my lemon balms. They really love it here. I have kind of 4 or 5 pots now and one in the garden. And this is my little, how do you say that? Zitronenverbene. Oh, I have to look it up. I'll put it here somewhere. It's very lemony too. I don't have much today. I'm wearing my Menuet by Tricot Design MCL, is it? Or MCL, I think. It's a wonderful, lovely pattern. I love it. It is very warm because it is an cashmere silk. It's the most expensive yarn I've ever bought. The wool was from the Seidenspinnerei Schweiz. So it's a Swiss-made wool and it's hand-dyed in plant-based dye. So I really love how it looks. It's just okay. It pills a bit, of course, because it's that soft, but it's a very fluffy pilling. You see, it's not much, and it's very fluffy still, so it doesn't bother me at all. And I just love this style. I'm wearing it with a skirt today. So it goes like this. And I just love the neckline I made. On the original pattern there is a crocheted edge around, which I didn't do because, yeah, I'm not good at crocheting. I didn't have enough wool left. It was a very tight game of yarn chicken because of the sleeves. I really wanted them to be like that. So I just did an I-cord bind off and I actually like it better. I have to see if this is working out actually, because the sun is really blinding. So no, I'll just go through it. I don't have any finished objects today. That's, I think, the first time since I'm podcasting that I don't have a finished object. This has various reasons. First of all, I have a lot of big stuff going on at the moment. Not all of it, but 2/3 of the 3 things are kind of stuff that takes me a long time to knit. Secondly, I had a lot of other stuff going on, private stuff, which I will talk to you later in a later point of the year, but not now. It's too early still to say it. Yeah, there will be some big changes coming up. And I had a lot of headaches because of the weather. I was very tired and I had a lot of headaches. I'm very sensitive to the weather. And yeah, it was just so much going on in school, in work, privately, headaches. I just didn't knit that much, to be honest, in this few weeks now. I was just too tired. I started a new thing and I did come a good way with another one, and I will show you my whips just in a second. Before that, please, lo and behold, my lovely cup, which I actually made myself. I'm so proud. It actually holds now water because I'm testing it if it's leaking. I didn't want to test it with a hot thing or a sticky thing in it, so I just put in water. But it's infused water with lemon balm and a bit of my peppermint, which grows very heavily over there. So it's nice and tasty water. I love that. For me, it's a summer feeling. I might cut an apple and put it into it. It's a bit of fruity stuff also. I just love that. And I'm so happy on how it turned out. It's glazed, except here in the middle. It's a transparent glaze, so this is actually the clay color. And I tried to do some kind of patterns, like with lace borders. You can like trim, and they kind of put it on the clay and kind of roll it in a bit. It all went away. It's not perfect. It's very wonky, as you can see. But it's nice and I like to hold it, and I'm so happy it doesn't leak, and it still doesn't. No. Yay. I can use it for tea later in the winter then. And the edge also, I have to see where I sip, because the edge is at some points it's very thick, and others it's very nice. I have 2 spots where I can drink, where it's nice and thin, and kind of this little, can you show you that like this? It has this little bump here, like a little, it's not straight, but it's fitting really nice for my thumb, so I can hold it really nicely. I'm surprised. So let's go to my whips. I will start with the not oldest one, but the one that will be resting now until autumn. I don't think I will finish it because now it gets 20 degrees and more. It's my Musselburgh hat. And I think I don't have much to do. Well, I have a bit to do, because I really want a wide brim and I want it double, so this is not yet. You see, this is like, there's still like 10 centimeters missing here, and then the decrease rounds. I just love how this looks. It's so wonderful. And I hold 2 yarns together actually. This is a Fibre Fox yarn and it's called Boysenberry. And this is a Mondschaf. Why am I saying Mondlicht gar nicht? I always say moonlight, it's Mondschaf, moon sheep. Mondschaf. I can't tell you which color it is, but it's so lovely. And these two together just make up this wonderful fabric. I love it. I will love this hat. As I said, it's spring is back. I want to knit on my spring stuff. This will now be resting until the beginning of autumn, and it will be the first thing I finish for autumn, which I'm looking forward to. Then let's go to my oldest whip, which is also the slowest one. It's my spring shirt tee long sleeve. I don't know yet, because I have to see how much yarn I have. I'm quite a bit now into the body. It's a fingering weight shirt, that's why it's taking me that long to grow. I love the color, it is lovely. Maybe this color will finally be a bit of a nice, realistic. So I'm now really at my waist. And I'm still on the first ball, but I have this much left, so I have to start the second ball for the body. I'm sure of it now. And that will show me how long the sleeves will get, because I will do some color work, as I told you before in the last podcast, nothing new, with a silk and another, I think that's Demeter or something. Yeah, that's a Fibre Fox yarn and that is a silk yarn I had. I will hold those two together. I hope it will get something a bit like that in color. And I will do some color work at the bottom, just to kind of stretch it out, maybe some thin lines before the color work, thin line, something like this. And of course I could do some lines also on the sleeves. I am hoping I will get 3/4 sleeves at least, which would be great. I think I will also wear it when it's a t-shirt, but I think it should be enough to kind of get 3/4 sleeves with a bit of color work, maybe a bit more. So yeah, that's this. Still knitting, still going. It's the last time I think I was just about here, like 1 or 2 centimeters down the body. Now I have quite a bit, but it's just taking so long to grow. This is body island, I would say, not sleeve island, but body island. Now I have a nice little branch of the hedge to give me some shade, so I can actually look into the camera. Very nice, thank you. And of course I had to start something new, because these two things I showed you the last time, they are not new. They are both stockinette in the round. One with 2 strands of yarn, so I always have to look at the hat, and one with 1 strand of yarn, which at times is a bit boring. So I started my Foliosa scarf, which I talked about the last time. I'm using 2 wonderful yak silk yarns for those. Just went into my nose. This one is a yarn by Agnes Kutas. Trying to think how she's called in the yarn. I will put it underneath anyway, so, or on the side somewhere. And this is a yarn by Forever Taiga yarns, her silk, yak silk lace. And she dyed this actually up to match with this one, so I can do a scarf, because this is a fade, as you can see. I now am changing into the bit lighter purple, and it will get really, really light in the end, and this will be almost one and the same color. You need a very nice lilac tone. You have to show it here. It's a bit overcast, but you've seen it in the last podcast. What you have not seen is my scarf so far, which is on too small of a needle. I would have to change it. This is how it looks. And I love the effect it's giving me with the two yarns, especially with the darker one, like this marled effect. You can't see the patterns too well, you see them just a little bit. So you start with a stockinette stitch, garter stitch. You do the 1x1 twisted rib. You do the lace part with the little flowers. It's very similar to this one, just a bit bigger. And then I was again doing the twisted rib part, and now there comes again the flower part. And I'm now at 300 stitches. So it looks really small at the moment, but it's because my needles are too short, so it could be stretched out way more. And it will grow quite a bit, so still. But I love how it looks so far. Backside is also not bad, but it's a one-sided shawl scarf, half moon scarf, which is a new shape. I've never knitted a half moon scarf or shawl, so I'm really looking forward to this. And I just love how this looks. It's very subtly getting brighter now. If I compare these two, I can see the purple is a bit stronger in the top here and tiny bit lighter on the bottom. Now it will get lighter now. The contrast will not be that high. So I'm keen to see how it looks, but I really love it. I love how it looks. It's wonderful. And it's really fun to knit. I had to, here at the top, I tried, if I really had to do the purl one through the back loop thing. And it really looked nicer. I first only did the twisted rib on the right side where I had knit through the back loop. It doesn't look that nice. It's a bit uneven, and then at the bottom I changed to doing both to the back loop because it just looks nicer. Maybe I can show you one of those flowers. I'm gonna stretch it. It will stretch quite a bit with the lace here. I can see that it will come like it's like this, and it will get a lot bigger when you block it. That's also the experience I have with my other big scarf, shawl, triangular shawl. The interesting part will be the border then, because the border is kind of a leafy border. You kind of knit sideways onto the shawl. So this will be very interesting to do, and I need to watch that I have enough yarn left over, but at the moment I'm not worrying at all. I'm more like, do I even get to the light part here? But I guess it will use up a lot of yarn now, because there's one time more this flower part, and then it's one time more the rib section. And if I still have a lot of yarn left, I can do one more time of this section, maybe not 4 but only 3, and the tinier section will be the smaller one. I will see where it gets me. It's just fun knitting, really fun. And it's in my new project bag. I'm not sure if I showed it to you last time. I showed you my big sewing project bags, but I did from the same fabric. I did a project bag, and inside is a green fabric, nice and good, nice and green with some little yellow flowers. It's a very simple bag, guys. It's really I will link again the tutorial here on YouTube for a smaller size. I just kind of calculated it a little bit bigger, and I love this size of bag. It's so handy. Yeah, plans. I will knit on these things. I might cast on a summary stuff instead of the hat because it's resting now. I started another summer sock, which I did not knit at all. I'm not very enthusiastic on knitting socks at the moment because it's getting warm, it's summery. I'm not in a sock mood. So, yeah. I will see if I cast on a summer tank to have it ready when summer is actually coming. I really want to try the May top by Sidi spinnt, which I showed you last time. And I have the yarn in my stash, so yeah. I don't think I will do the Eillets shirt, which is another fingering weight t-shirt style, like my spring tee, so I will focus on that one. And do the other one afterwards. So I might start the summer top, but I'm not sure yet. The Foliosa is making, I have kind of plain stockinette and I have pattern, which is nice at the moment. I'm enjoying the... Yeah, with all the stuff that's going on, I'm kind of enjoying not having to make too many decisions on what I'm knitting on. I either am in the very tired, then I get the spring tee and do just stockinette in the round, or I want a bit of something, like maybe this weekend, I want a bit of something to do and to focus on, and then I take the Foliosa scarf. So at the moment, it's not very interesting. Which is why this podcast is now only around 25 minutes. But I have something else for you. Now at the end, I will say goodbye for now. I might do, if I'm not really having something for the next podcast episode, I might do just a knit and chat or question Q&A knitting or something like that. So if you have questions, you can ask them on Instagram or down below here in the comment section. And yeah, I really want to do that. And please like the video, subscribe to my channel if you want to, and you can find me on Ravelry as Eillets and on Instagram as knitting_Eillets. So I love to chat with you. Just write to me if you want to chat. I'm looking forward to that. And now this little special thing I have for you, which will be a whole other video section. We will not see us again at the end of this. So this is the end of the talking part. Well, no, I talk in the other part too, but it was earlier filmed. I don't know. I took you with me a little bit with my horse in the stables because some of you requested that I show a bit more of my horse and what I do, and I made a really lovely hack on my own last week ago, 1.5 weeks ago on a Saturday, I'm not sure, really in the morning, and it was lovely, and I just took you along a little bit, not that much, but it's a little bit showing about my horse, where it is living a little bit, and yeah, taking you on a little hack. I hope you like that. If not, you can skip the last part and go on with another knitting video. Thank you for staying with me, and again for subscribing and liking the video. Bye! Hi guys, welcome back from my garden. Well, part of my garden. It is a gloomy day, really not nice weather. It's cloudy, it's around 8 to 9 degrees. Very, well, not warm as you might expect it to be on the 8th of April. Last year we had like 25 degrees already by the end of April, so yeah, it's a bit more normal weather, I would say, like it was earlier in my youth days. I am ready to go to my stable. Well, not to my stable, to the stable, to my horse. And I just quickly wanted to show you what I'm wearing. I have my first ever knitted jumper, which has some really big construction issues. I started too big and then I wanted to decrease, and I kind of decreased too many stitches in a too short a time, and it kind of bulked out like this, and I kind of went to the inside and kind of sewed it a bit like a, how would you say that? A dart, like you sew a dart. I just took the fabric, sewed it 100 times over and over and kind of cut it off, the excess. It still is a bit, I couldn't do more without kind of pulling. So this is my first ever sweater with a long cash soft. I really love this wool, it's very soft. Right now I'm not sure if I put it on, no, it's right. You can kind of see my increases. I didn't do a very good job at them, but it's keeping me warm, it's cozy, it's nice, it's holding up really well. I'm having this since 3 years now, and in winter, and now I'm wearing it daily, almost daily to the stables. So I have a shirt underneath, just so I don't sweat in it too much. If I sweat, I rarely sweat. But if I do, it's not on my jumper, I can just kind of air it out, hang it in the air and leave it, and it smells nothing, not even like horse. Maybe, no, not even there. It doesn't smell, it's wonderful. So only can recommend this. I wasn't very secure in doing color work, but I wanted to try, so of course my tension was really bad, as you can see. And I just did like very small sections and yeah, mostly stripes. So yeah, but I'm really happy with it still. It's I did also on the bottom, I did some striping things. So yeah, and I did with the rest of the wool, I did a matching headband in the brioche stitch, like the one I already showed you once in my autumn, no, it was my Christmas special, autumn knitting patterns or winter knits for free. So this is my favorite type of headband. Also here, as you can see, it's quite bulky because I had to stick it. I knitted it to length, and then I forgot that this wool stretches out very much, and it kind of was way too long, so I kind of sewed it together again and just cut it. So I basically sticked it. So this was my very first headband. It's a smaller one, it's not a wide one, but it's perfect for the stables, like a little headband, just to keep my ears warm and the wind out. As you know, I'm very sensitive to wind, so yeah. I think I will do a little mini vlog today, for a little stable vlog for the end of my next podcast. Today is Sunday, the 28th of April, 9 o'clock in the morning. Normally I go to the stables on Saturdays, but yesterday I had a headache and I couldn't go, so I'm going today in the morning. So let's go to the stables. This is where my horse lives. Here is the shed where they can go inside, the other sheds, sand place, which is a bit wet right now, fields, and they live in a paddock tree. Like, they all have these little ways, one's around here, like goes around like this and come back here, and I can also go cross over this part here, which is a little river, and go up until to the street. You see the little way here, and there's 6 horses in here, and yeah, there he is drinking. This is my mom's horse, Lucky, the one-eyed guy. You just see the side with his eye. He had a little accident and lost his eye 2 or 3 years ago. This is little duck for me. So we are now walking off to hack out a bit. Small round. Weather is cloudy, but no rain, at least for once. He's feeling a bit tired, but I guess he will be fine. Just do a small round. We're still building up strength. He had a laminitis last year from the grass, and because his blood sugar was too high from the grass. So we will see this year how it works with the grass. The fields are not yet open, and they go on to the field maximum of 3 hours a day, starting from tomorrow with 1 hour. It will be increased slowly, but he will get muscle is that a mussel? A feeder? A slow feeder? No, I don't know how to say that. He will get something over the mouth, so he can't eat that much grass because he is a mowing machine. He just eats for 3 hours and yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Otherwise, yeah, if the laminitis comes back and gets too bad, it's his death then. I can't help him then anymore. So that's not the best solution for him. He will be a bit frustrated maybe because he can't eat that much grass, but at least he can be on the field with the other horses, unlike last year where he could absolutely not go onto the field. He had to wait outside, which yeah, he didn't like it. And I think he can go to the field now. He lost weight over winter and his blood sugars numbers are very good. Isn't he just cute? Yeah, he doesn't have much. He doesn't want to go out really. He's a bit lazy today. Normally I don't come in the mornings. I normally come in the afternoons or evenings because we are both not morning mammals. I'm not a morning person. He's not a morning horse, so it will be just a little hacking round. I will not film everything. I will just film little bits of it. And yeah, you will see us, well, his ears and the field ways later. So I'm mounted now. We are walking away from the stable and the landscape is just so beautiful. Our horse's stable actually is in France, in Alsace. So yeah, it's just this vast wide, yes, this vast wide landscape, which is just so beautiful, with the forests and the fields and everything. It's just wonderful. And in this place on the path there's always a big little pond. It's like where all the water gathers. And I hope he doesn't want to lie down, but it's not hot, so I don't think so. Because he loves water and bathing in it. Good boy. He's a bit apprehensive when we are out alone because we don't do that too often. I don't particularly like hacking out on my own. I think it has its own magic. But yeah, I still think, like, what if something happens and you're out there alone and have to phone and care for the horse? So this was my little horsey vlog to show you. I have a little nice helmet hair. But well, in the stable I don't care how I look. My jumper kept me really nice and warm and not too warm. I really love that about wool. In winter I also wear woolen socks, preferably in my shoes. And yeah, it's just so wonderful here. Nature is so lovely, surroundings are so lovely. I just love this region. I'm going back home now. Enjoy breakfast, the second one maybe, like a hobbit, second breakfast. Or early lunch. And just hang out for the rest of the Sunday, I guess. Of course, take a shower. I hope you like that little vlog style horsey morning. And if not, just jump over it next time. There will be more knitting. Bye.